This year, 2026, is Pokemon's 30th year anniversary. This has been a year that we've been anticipating for a very long time. And at the end of February, we're going to be enjoying that actual anniversary date, that sweet, sweet date that we call Pokemon Day. And every Pokemon Day, new Pokemon games are announced. This year is going to be no different. And what I want to do today is go over pretty much my predictions for what I'm expecting us to see on Pokemon Day. I think today I'm not only going to go over what I think is going to happen, but there's also going to be, I'm going to talk through what could also happen. I'm not really sure whether or not, I'm not sure. It's tough to say like which direction they could go in, but there's a couple different options, and we could talk about it right now. First off is something that I'm excited to see. As a content creator, every single Pokemon Day, we get a new montage promotional trailer, and I don't know, I find these so charming. They're well produced, and it's a great way to see all of the classic Pokemon games. It's really the only place, all classic Pokemon games, we can see all of these different art styles and gimmicks and memories in the same place. And I think that's what we're going to see again for the 30th year. We're going to see some sort of 30th year montage. I don't know if listeners, let me know down below if you guys enjoyed these, but as a creator, I end up using this footage as B-roll in a lot of videos, and I don't know. I think they're pretty. I think they're nice. And I'm looking forward to this year's 30th year anniversary montage. Like in the past, I don't know. There's been some really cool ones. Maybe I'll do a video showcasing a lot of these and reviewing them. But we're definitely going to get that right out of the gate. That's how the direct, or the Pokemon Presents, will start. And then I'll say, this isn't on my list right here, but insert mobile games, spin-off games, anything that I wouldn't typically cover on this channel, TCG Pocket, live events, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Masters, insert whatever you want. That we're going to get a lot of trailers for a lot of that stuff right there. But the one spinoff that I am pretty interested in is Pokopia. I think for the most part, understand what Pokopia is going to be. And it literally comes out, I think, a week after Pokemon Day. So they're going to show us their final trailer for Pokopia. I'm really hoping there's some sort of combat. That is like what I'm waiting to see of Pokopia before I make up my mind on whether or not it's going to be a game that seems, I don't know. I've had some discussions about Pokopia, and I'm going to play it for what it is. I do enjoy games like Animal Crossing. I do enjoy games like Stardew Valley. But the thing about Stardew Valley, or the thing like Dragon Quest Builders or like Minecraft, that Pokopia is, very reminiscent of. The thing about those games is that they have combat. It's like a secret mode of combat. And so what I'm hoping is that on Pokemon Day, they announce that Pokopia is actually going to have a mode where all of your little buddies, while you're farming, after you collect all your little buddies, you can actually harness those powers to do battle. And you know what? They're probably also going to show us some more of those cool regional forms that they showed off. What would you call it? Like what? Pikachu. There were Professor Tangrowth. Those really cool regional forms, or whatever you want to call them. Those Pokemon forms. I bet there's a couple more that they're going to show us, which will be fun to take a look at. So Pokopia, we're going to learn more about it. We're literally going to be playing it days after Pokemon Day. So I'm excited to learn more. I think we could also see on Pokemon Day, and I don't have it here, some sort of free update or event for Scarlet and Violet. I'm also expecting a free update for Legend ZA. And when I say update, I'm thinking like pseudo DLC. I'm thinking pseudo epilogue, right? Yeah, think of the epilogue. I think my number one tinfoil hat, like the thing that I'm coping about with Legend ZA and the DLC, the DLC was a lot of fun, Mega Dimension, but I'm really bummed that there was no mega what is it called? I'm forgetting what it's called now. Volcanion, right? Like, I think it'd be so cool if they gave us a free update for Legends EA. We hop on a train, we end up in this little biome, and all of a sudden there's a, mega Volcanion or something. Like, we can already, if you, in ZA, I've done videos on this, but you can literally go to the train station and your character will get back on the train. So where does that end up? I think it'd be really fun to, like I said, hop on the train, and you know what? Never mind about the train. I just think there's an opportunity to kind of like almost shadow drop like another little DLC nugget to extend the life of Legends EA. I say that, but there's also a pretty high likelihood that they're probably just going to, like, if we do get another Pokemon revealed, oh yeah, Garchomp Z. That is honestly, I don't know why I didn't write that down. Garchomp Z is going to be the free update. 100%. Mega Garchomp Z is going to be the update. And honestly, yeah, I think there could be some sort of, there's going to be a free update for ZA, and Mega Garchomp Z could be worked into some sort of story. I'm going to put my money on that. That sounds pretty good. Alongside Legends ZA, we're also going to get an update for Pokemon Home, and and what that will do is actually make Pokemon Home compatible with Legends ZA, so you can finally move your Pokemon to and fro. You can move those Pokemon around freely, which will be fun. And honestly, the older I get, it's actually kind of nice that like Legends ZA is self-contained, because those like Pokemon can't seep out. But anyways, that is going to happen. I'm predicting that's going to happen on Pokemon Day. I also think we're going to get a trailer. No. We're going to get the release, the launch of Pokemon Champions. That's going to happen alongside this whole announcement, like stream, right? Scarlet and Violet, Legends ZA, okay, Home, and you can connect these two games together. But guess what? Pokemon Champions is out right now, or after this event. And now you can take all those Pokemon from Home, from ZA, and you can do battle with them. And we're going to get all the information about Pokemon Champions. And I think that's all going to be connected, and it's all going to be great. But then, another little twist, right? Because these things are all connected. Come on. This is what I want, most of all. A classic Pokemon app. A new NSO app that just has classic Pokemon games. It's going to be paid separately. You buy it, you get access to whatever you want. All of the Pokemon games are on there. Gens 1, Gens 2, Gens 3, and then I get a little doubtful. Gens 4, Gens 5, maybe Gen 6, Gen 7. I said that, like, came out of my mouth, and I'm like, we're not going to get Gen 6 and 7. We're not going to get Gen 7. I think Gens 1 through 3 are a lock for a virtual console or a Nintendo Switch Online application. Like, those games, so easy to port. They feel in 2026 so old. I don't think they're competing at all with anything, especially Generation 10, which we'll talk about in a little bit. They're not competing with any new games on the Switch 2. And so all these classic games are a lock. However, there has been, and I've covered this on the channel, there have been rumors, I want to say leaks, like credible leaks, detailing patents. Like, we've seen images of a secondary screen that would go on a Switch device, allowing dual screen play, imitating or emulating the experience of a Nintendo DS. And so that's when I all of a sudden go, we could also see Diamond and Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Black and White, Black 2 and White 2. Like, all those DS games, I think there's a very good chance that maybe they don't come until next year. But on this app, every couple months, they start dropping games. And they start with Red, Blue, and Yellow for the 30th year anniversary. A couple of years later, maybe in the spring, they drop Gold, Silver, Crystal. Maybe in the summer, we get Ruby, Sapphire. Maybe Fire, Red, Leaf, Green, and Emerald. We get Generation 10. And then next year, they announce Diamond and Pearl, DS games are coming. So the 27th, or what would it be? 2027, the 31st, Pokemon anniversary. Next year, then they announce the Generation 4 games. So we might not see the Generation 4 games, the Generation 4, Generation 5 games. We might not see those on Pokemon Day, but I think they're coming. I really think they're coming. I've done videos about this. Maybe I'll do more videos. I feel like I get passionate about this every single day of my life. Classic Pokemon app is coming. It's a lock. I feel so confident about this. There's no way that we're going to get, like, I don't think we're going to see each of these games be up on the eShop because it just takes up too much real estate. I've thought about this. I've talked about this with friends. It just takes up too much real estate. All of a sudden you have like 20 games, and then you have Sword and Shield and, you know, all the Switch games, and they're being overshadowed by these other titles, which are inferior, like objectively inferior games, like Fire Red and Leaf Green. You're only playing this if you're a long-time Pokemon fan. You're not playing this as a, like, my 7-year-old niece is like, she'd be disappointed if she downloaded Fire Red and Leaf Green off the eShop. And she downloads games on the eShop, and she would be disappointed if she spent her money, her birthday money, got Fire Red and Leaf Green because she likes Charizard, and then opened it up and realized it's pixel art. She'd be like, what are we doing? So that's not happening. I'll do another video on this. Like, we're not getting all of these ports individually placed on the eShop for single purchases. What we're going to do, what we're going to get is a classic Pokemon app. I've been saying this for a couple years now. A classic Pokemon app. It's going to have everything on it, and it's going to be paid like Pokemon Home. But the beauty of this is how they're going to sell it to you. Yes, Legends EA, Scarlet and Violet, they all connect to Home now. You can move your Pokemon around. Guess what? If they're in Home, you can battle with them in Champions. But guess what? That doesn't contain all the Pokemon. But the classic Pokemon games that we're releasing on a classic Pokemon app, that is, you get those Pokemon, you can connect them to Pokemon Home, and now you can use all of those Pokemon in Pokemon Champions. It's all connected. It's this beautiful hub. It's got every single thing you'd ever want. All of a sudden, the Nintendo Switch 2 is the definitive Pokemon app again, or the Pokemon device again. And I think I'm ready, baby. I'm ready. My 3DS is sitting over there. I've been playing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, and it's a lot of fun. But I miss, like, I want, the 3DS was a Pokemon machine, and I'm ready for the Switch 2 to reclaim or to claim that title, because the Switch 2, it's crispy. It's so nice. I love my Switch 2. It's right here, actually. Speaking of Switch 2, I didn't even pull up a thing, but like new Joy-Cons. I saw everyone like so mad about this, that the new Joy-Cons, yeah, here they are. Here's Arlo talking about it. They're just like, yeah, here they are. New Joy-Cons, but they're like, you can't really see the color when it's in the device. Oh yeah, here's my Joy-Con right here. And I was thinking, it would be kind of cool. You know, they're releasing new hardware now of the Switch 2 for the Switch 2. It would be cool to get like a, you know, Pokemon Edition Joy-Cons. But then I realized, and that's nice because it's like, I'd rather buy Joy-Cons than a whole new device. But the track record shows that they are going to release a brand new Pokemon Edition Switch 2. Like, we've had these in the past. Pokemon Switch Edition. I have this one, the Scarlet and Violet one. Shout out to Cardinal, who made this Legends ZA one. This is another one. They made a Switch edition for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Even on the 3DS and the DS, there was a ton of different Pokemon versions, special editions. Here's one for Scarlet and Violet. Sword and Shield, promoting the Switch Lite. And yeah, I'm starting to think I really do think we're going to get a Pokemon edition Switch 2, which is depressing because I don't think I'm going to buy it because I don't have enough money to buy another whole Switch 2. Like, what are we talking about? I can't wait for people to get worked up in arms about that. I will be a little bit bummed out. But that's sick. I'm excited to see what it looks like. It's probably going to be based on the Generation 10 game, which is going to bring us into the Generation 10 conversation. I did this a little bit out of order because I didn't think about that connection. Like my list here, I didn't realize, but the Switch 2 edition, the Pokemon Switch 2 edition, is probably going to feature the Generation 10 starters or something. But before that, I do think there's a possibility Pokemon Works is a new company or group. I don't know what it's technically classified as. but it is what we've heard is that it's comprised. Pokemon Works is like what it's called. Pokemon Works. It's like a team, and it's comprised of Game Freak and ILCA developers and creators. People who have worked on Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and people who have worked at Game Freak have come together and they're creating something. What are they creating? No one has any idea. No one has any idea. And I think there's a possibility. I've been thinking about this more and more and more, and maybe I'll make a video about it. But it is so weird that we got Legend ZA, and it is not being positioned as the definitive Kalos game because there's literally no returning characters. There's practically no returning characters from the region. You're limited to Lumio City, so you can't go to the rest of Kalos. Xerneas and Avoltal don't even get their time in the light. They get like this like BS capture mission at the end of the story of ZA. I'm really starting to think that there's a reason for all of this, and I'm starting to think that we could actually see some HD ports or remasters. Let me see. Like what is a DX version? HD Pokemon X and Y. Come on, HD gameplay is what I want to look up. This game, I've got friends who are playing Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. They're playing X and Y with these like beautiful texture pack upscalers. I don't have a good picture for you guys right here. I've talked about this in the past, but these games look so crispy when they are upscaled on an emulator or on a PC. And I really think we would eat so good. It would be so much fun to get Pokemon X and Y, but like with beautiful colors, sped up, optimized. You can now connect this game to the internet and play with all your friends in the Friend Safari. We got a remake or a revisit to Kalos, but it is not the definitive experience. So I'm not even saying they remake X and Y. You know, I'm not saying remake it the way that like Heart Gold, Soul Silver remade, you know, Gold, Silver, Crystal. I'm not saying a Gen 2 to 4 jump. I'm saying like give me the same exact game, but like with upscaled textures and models, higher resolution, same game. And this would be so much fun. This would be a joy to play on my Switch 2. And then while we're at it, I would love if this became a brand new thing for Pokemon. I don't want new remakes. I want new Pokemon revisits to be like ZA. I want them to be like Legends Arceus. I want to go to Galar and have it focus on Scotland, you know? That's what I want, the Crown Tundra. I do not want a remake to literally be a remake, but I do want Game Freak to deliver a type of Pokemon remake as a new mainstay like staple. Every couple years we get a new Pokemon remake of a classic game, right? Could we actually be getting Black 3, White 3? Or I'm sorry, that's not what we're talking about. Could we be getting a Black and White remake, right? Or, you know, Black 2, White 2 remake? Like that is, I think that's in the cards. I really think we could see something like this, and it could be announced on Pokemon Day. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not until next year. But like, I think there's something to say about 30 years wanting to pay homage and celebrate all these classic games that brought us to where we are today. Pokemon is on top, but like, I feel like the company has forgotten their roots. Like they're gonna celebrate these classic games like they always do in the 30-year montage, the 30-year anniversary montage. But it's like we have no access to play these games. So I really think there's an opportunity to not only give us these classic games to replay, but even put a new coat of paint. Like, come on, Pokemon Sun and Moon, upscaled in HD. Like, I wish I could show it. I wish I could show you this. I think I have done other videos on this, but like those games are so beautiful and just as good as they were when they came out 15 years ago. But you can't you got to get a new set. Like they're not on a modern console. So I think those games. I hope Pokemon Works is cooking to make all of those Pokemon games forever available. Like, I want to play them, and I can play them, but they're no longer, like, I can't connect them to Pokemon Home. You guys got me emotional, and I haven't even talked about Generation 10. I'll keep this quick. We'll do another video breaking down what I expect to see in Generation 10, but Pokemon Generation 10, we're going to get the announcement we're gonna see some biomes of the region. We're gonna be like, whoa, this is crazy. This is kind of crazy. That we're gonna see the graphics. They're gonna be nice. The game's gonna look pretty. We're not even gonna believe it's a real Pokemon game. We're gonna think it's a cutscene, and then they're gonna reveal the starter Pokemon, and that's gonna be beautiful. And the game's gonna look great. And we're gonna find out that then this is everything you're seeing is actual gameplay. They're gonna show us the region. We're gonna see maybe a couple new Pokemon. Probably not, but like returning Pokemon. We're going to see a bunch of new things that'll be fun to theorize on. They're going to show us the title. I think there's a possibility we see the legends, but I also think they could tease the legends. I think they could like show us something about the legends, but without actually revealing their identity, and that'll be some sort of secret. I think they're definitely going to show us the region, because this Pokemon region, right, rumored to be in, Indonesia, Southeast Asia. It's this giant section of the world where there's all these different countries and islands, continents meet. I think there's going to be a heavy emphasis on this type of world building in all the different places there are in the world. I think also we're going to see different regional forms, and this is going to be a big emphasis. They could even show what do you want to call it? The Pokemon Professor. I'm so excited for Pokemon Day. There's a lot here. I think what I was trying to say, like this is everything that I think. Yeah, honestly, I was going to backpedal just now. I think this is all going to happen. I'm really excited. Let me know what you disagree with in the comments. Let me know what you think I maybe missed. Subscribe if you're new. This is the second channel. The main channel's got even better videos. Go check that out. I love you. I appreciate you watching. Yeah, and I love talking about Pokemon. So thank you for allowing me to, I don't know. I'm making this emotional. I'm a little tired. Okay. Good to see you. Happy Pokemon Day.